Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this wonderful literary event, Literary Voices of Change, Poetry, Prose, and Narrative Perspectives. And this is me, your host, Suresh, for this evening, and we're going to have a wonderful evening ahead. All right, and this program is organized by Universal Peace Federation, and today we're featuring book launches, presentations, motivational talk, panel discussion, and similarly we're going to have a special address on the role of media in cultural expression and global understanding, book signing and sales, and we're going to have the media interviews. So without any further ado, well, I would like to start the program. Well, first of all, I would like to call upon here for the welcome address, Mr. Robin Marsh, the General Secretary of Universal Peace Federation UK. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Robin Marsh for the welcome address. Okay. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming on this really hot day. And we're very grateful to Sangita for doing the real organization of tonight. And she has such a good program for the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace. So she's been doing a really great job as a chair for our UK branch, which has been wonderful. There have been 2 or 3 events every year. And this year, maybe 4. Oh, yeah. We're planning 4. It's amazing. And I think it's great that she has brought such diverse group of artists, of poets, of singers. I mean, during the year or so, there's been a wide range of people from a wide range of backgrounds. Last time was a lot of from the Ilan Tamil community. We had amazing dancers here, amazing costumes. The summer of last year, we had also quite a diverse group, including this little angels from Korea who came here. Arts and culture is so important. Politicians can cause all kinds of problems, but art and culture, somehow it touches your heart, even if you don't understand the language that someone's singing. The quality of the music, the quality of the emotion is so beautiful to hear. So in creating a culture of peace, the art and culture, the poetry, the artists, the people who are expressing their innermost desires, particularly for peace and love and happiness, it really adds a great quality to human life. And we have experiences within the Universal Peace Federation of the little angels. They're cute 7-year-old, 8-year-old to about 11 or 12 years old. But they really touch your heart. And when they go on a diplomatic tour, when they go to North Korea, which are basic enemies, but they sing in Pyongyang. And it was so beautiful to see the North Koreans crying, because they're singing the same songs. But it was from the young girls of an enemy country, this separated country from 80-odd years. So arts and culture has got a really important position in creating a culture of peace. And that culture of peace is something that we want to bring in many different ways. We want to bring in terms of this culture, but also through dialogue, through bringing people together to sample food, to sample many different areas of life. I want to just play a video which will give a background of Universal Peace Federation. And to do that, I have to go to this, and hopefully everything will work.
jokes.
UPF had its inaugural assembly on September 12, 2005 at the Lincoln Center in New York City. Reverend Sun Myung Moon delivered the keynote address.
In closing, I ask you to devote your best efforts for the development and the success of the Universal Peace Federation. Thank you. Thank you.
After UPF was founded, there was a series of world tours where the message of UPF was taken literally to every corner of the world.
That it is a time for all the nations and religions to break down their barriers through this. The era of one family under God will arrive and last forever.
UPF is God's cherished hope. The founders spoke repeatedly of an international peace highway connecting the world from Santiago, Chile to London, across the Bering Strait, what has come to be known as the Peace Road, and a vision for a renewed United Nations. UPF emerged on the foundation of decades of programs initiated by its founders and carried out in all parts of the world. Its growth and development over the past 15 years has been dramatic, if not miraculous, owing in large part to the work of tens of thousands of ambassadors for peace, peace activists, and volunteers who draw from all nationalities, religions, ethnicities, cultures, and traditions, bound together by a vision of peace, a vision of humanity as one global family under one God. The range of programs over the years has been both broad and expansive, from character education to strengthening the family, from conflict prevention to conflict resolution, from poverty reduction to environmental stewardship, from interfaith dialogue to youth service initiatives, from support of the United Nations to partnerships with the African Union, and a wide range of international organizations and NGOs. UPF has a global, multinational, multi-faith network of more than 100,000 ambassadors for peace who support and contribute to the mission and works of UPF. UPF's highest award, the Leadership and Good Governance Award, has been given to distinguished leaders the world over. The World Summit Series is UPF's flagship program involving the highest level of leaders from around the globe, including current and former heads of state and government, to address the critical challenges facing humanity.
Very appropriate that we're here on the 100th anniversary of Reverend Moon's birth, because out of the devastation of World War II and the Korean War, he and his bride found the courage to dream that they could achieve something. And it is amazing what they have created together.
Programs have been successfully held in Korea, the USA, Senegal, South Africa, Nepal, Cambodia, and other nations. The most recent structural innovation within UPF has been the creation of a set of associations dedicated to collaboration among leaders from various fields. These pillar associations are the International Summit Council for Peace, was initiated by UPF co-founder Dr. Hak Jahan Moon in 2019 on the occasion of World Summit 2019 in Seoul, Korea. IAACP is an international network of current and former heads of state and government. The International Association of First Ladies, IAACP, a project of the IAACP, affirms and uplifts the unique role of First Ladies in contributing to peace and development. IAACP brings together current and former First Ladies from throughout the world, drawing upon their experience and wisdom as women leaders and as role models who serve their countries in significant ways. The International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, IAPP, is a worldwide association of parliamentarians which provides a forum to bring their experience and wisdom to bear in the search for solutions to our world's problems. UPF maintains that any successful strategy for peace must take into account the spiritual dimension of our human identity, experience, and interactions. Based on this worldview, UPF initiated the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, IAPD. The International Media Association for Peace, IMAP, represents a worldwide professional network of journalists who support a socially responsible and moral media. IMAP recognizes the vital role that journalists play in providing objective reporting to foster an informed citizenship. The International Association of Academicians for Peace, IAAP, is a global interdisciplinary academic initiative aimed at contributing toward the realization of a world of lasting peace. IAAP is dedicated to building professional networks for academicians to foster a world of peace. The International Association for Peace and Economic Development, IAED, affirms the role of businesses, business leaders, and investors to make the world a better place. In early 2020, UPF convened a rally of hope featuring dignitaries including Pastor Paula White, Cambodia Head of State His Excellency Hun Sen, President Macky Sall of Senegal, former Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, former US Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich, former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and many others.
I believe that the Universal Peace Federation highlights a broader set of partnerships in the realms of politics, religion, academia, media, economy, arts, women and youth serve as a good model. I believe the Universal Peace Federation will become a cornerstone to build lasting peace around the world and a heavily unified Korea based on interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values.
Celebrating 15 years, UPF will continue to grow through service, dialogue, and collaboration, guided by its spiritual and moral vision of one family under God.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mr. Robin Marsh, the General Secretary of UPF UK, for the welcome address, as well as the introductory video of the Universal Peace Federation UK. Well, now it's time for us to hear a speech on UPF and its peace work. And to deliver the speech, I would like to call upon Ms. Margaret Early, former Director of UPF UK. So please welcome Ms. Margaret Ali. Thank you.
Thank you. I thought I was later. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is a very good evening, isn't it? But hot. It is a real pleasure for me to be in this evening again on to see another inspiring event taking place under umbrella of UPF and the International Association of Arts and Peace, Culture of Peace, under Sangita's guidance. She's been a very good person to really understand how to do these things, and we are very grateful for her. Yeah. During my time as director of UPF, I witnessed the organization's unwavering commitment to building peace through dialogue and collaboration. This is what needs to be done. People coming together, working together, understanding one another. What is especially encouraging to see is how this organization continues to expand the vision through the arts, literature, music, and storytelling, bringing people together, which I said, and having meaningful and creative ways. Events such as this reminds us that peace is not only built through democracy or diplomacy, but also it's through sharing our human experiences, ideas, and stories together. Peace requires to have people doing the peace together with us, each other. The arts have a very unique ability to contact your heart, really, foster empathy and celebrate our common humanity. Although I'm no longer serving as director, I continue to take great joy in being part of UPF family and witnessing the positive impact that it makes, for example, today. It's wonderful to see you here, and I want to actually really say a big thank you for all of you, particularly the people who's going to give us great joy. But most of all, I would like to commend a great thank you for Sangita. Sangita is a very beautiful person, but is working hard to bring people together and have art and culture in our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Margaret Ali, the former director of UPF UK. And welcome back to Literary Voices of Change, Poetry, Prose, and Narrative Perspectives. And, well, anyway, now we've got the time constraint, so we won't be wasting a lot of time here. So each speaker will be given only 5 minutes to speak. All right, now it's time for me to call upon yet another speaker here and to provide the introduction and updates on the IAACP and UPF UK. I would like to call upon Dr. Sangita Swechcha, Chair of IAACP UK. But before that, I would like to give you a brief profile of hers. Dr. Sangita Swechcha is an accomplished fiction writer and art and literary campaigner. As a published author, her works include a novel, a collection of short stories, and several edited volumes, with her writings featured in numerous international journals and platforms. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Sangita Swechcha.
Good evening, everyone.
No.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all this evening. The event, Literary Voices of Change, organized under the International Association of Art and Culture for Peace within the umbrella of UPF UK. Tonight is not just a celebration of books, poetry, and storytelling. It's a celebration of voices that cross borders, cultures, and generations. It's a reminder that creativity is not a luxury, it's a language of peace. Over the past year and more, IAACP has been deeply committed to exploring how art, literature, music, and storytelling can serve as bridges between communities. In January 2025, we hosted Canvas of Cultures, a celebration of art, poetry, and music. That evening brought together artists, poets, and musicians from across the world, from Pakistan, Nepal, Palestine, India, Iraq, and the UK. What stood out was not only the diversity of talent, but the shared emotional language that emerged through creativity. We saw how art can hold space for dialogue without barriers. Amina Art Ansari's visual storytelling, Rosin Singh's cultural artistic voice, and the powerful poetry contributors like Dr. Rupak, Shrestha, and Saad Karim, alongside musical performances that transcended language. All of it reminded us that peace often begins in shared aesthetic experience. Later in July 2025, in Voices of Music for Peace, we deepened this exploration, and we were honored to have a composer, David Eaton, who spoke about harmony beyond borders, reminding us that music carries an extraordinary capacity to unite humanity beyond ideology. We also reflected on the role of media through Ian Allen Turner, who highlighted the responsibility of storytelling in shaping peaceful narratives. Alongside vibrant cultural performances, including Korean dance, the event reinforced a simple truth that creativity is both expression and connection. In November 2025, Leading Through Stories, Creativity and Culture for Global Impact brought a new dimension to our work. We explored storytelling, not only an artistic expression, but as leadership. Speakers such as Rachela Asante Malcolm and Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck reminded us that voices, especially those often unheard, have the power to reshape societies when they are listened to with authenticity and respect. And more recently, in March 2026, our program Leading Through Stories, Culture, Resilience, and Voices of Change in Nepal brought us closer to lived narratives of transformation through cultural performances. The screening of documentary Krishna, produced and directed by Sanjeev Paschal, highlighted resilience as a creative force. Across all these initiatives, one message has come increasingly clear: creativity is not separate from peacebuilding. It's one of its most powerful tools. When poets write about identity, filmmakers capture lived realities, and musicians translate emotion into sound, and when artists express what words cannot fully hold, they are not only creating art, they are creating spaces where differences does not divide, but enriches. Tonight, as we gather around literature and storytelling, once again we continue this journey. As a chair of IAACP, I'm deeply encouraged by how each of these programs has shown that peace is not an abstract concept. It is something we actively create through listening, through expression, and through the courage to share our stories. I'd like to thank all the speakers, artists, partners, and audience members who are present here today for being part of this growing community where we are creating dialogues. And thank you very much for participating in this event, and I wish you all for this beautiful evening ahead. Thank you so much.
Okay, massive thanks to Dr. Sangita Swechcha, the chair of IAACP UK, for her introduction and updates on the various events organized by this organization. Now, without any further ado, well, it's time for us to go for the book launches and literary reflections. And here, well, we're going to launch 2 books by 2 authors. Well, the book written by the launcher Pokhtak by Dr. Rupak Shrestha, and another book, Going to Darjeeling with My Father by Nabin K. Chettri, will be launched here now. So first of all, we're going to launch the book Pokhtak by Dr. Rupak Shrestha, and it's going to be followed by reflections. And before launching the book, well, I would like to invite some of the speakers to share their perspectives and views on the upcoming book that is going to be launched here. So first of all, to speak on the book that is being launched, Pokhtak by Dr. Rupak Shrestha, first of all, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Sangita Swechcha to speak briefly on this volume. Thank you.
No. Not really.
And after the speakers speak, we're going to launch the book. So the launching will take place just in a bit. So first of all, I would like to invite Dr. Sangita Swechcha to express her words on Pokhtak by Dr. Rupak Shrestha.
Actually, it was not in the schedule, I guess. Yeah, but I would recite Dr. Rupak Shrestha's one of the creation here from the book being lost. I think that before that, I would like to introduce Dr. Rupak Shrestha. Yeah? I'm going to first briefly tell about Dr. Rupak Shrestha. Dr. Rupak Shrestha is originally from Pokhtak, Nepal. He achieved his PhD degree from Brunel University, London in 2007. He devoted his life teaching in different colleges and universities in Nepal and in the UK. He has published 5 books in poetry so far. He has established a branch of Nepal Pokhtak Academy in the UK aiming to develop Pokhtak and serving as an advisor. Dr. Rupak Shrestha has been recently awarded the Krishna Chaitanya Prize for Pokhtak, and his book Pokhtak was originally published in Nepalese language in 2016, which has been translated into English now, and it is the first Pokhtak quatrain anthology in English published ever. Congratulations to Dr. Rupak Shrestha. And we are now launching the book, right?
Alright, so we're going to do the launching of the book, and to launch the book, I would like to call upon Margaret Ollie, Robin Mars, and Dr. Rupak Shrestha. Please. Alright, so give them a round of applause because this book is being launched here on the stage. Alright, so congratulations. Rupak Shrestha. Alright, so his book is being launched here. Alright, so one more time, congratulations. His book is titled Pokhtak, and I haven't read it. I'm going to go through his book later, and I'm going to just come to know what it is about. Alright, so it's a wonderful book, I guess, and I would like to say something about Dr. Rupak Shrestha. Dr. Rupak Shrestha is originally from Pokhtak, Nepal. He achieved his PhD degree from Brunel University, London in 2007. He devoted his life teaching in different colleges and universities in Nepal and in the UK. He has published 5 books in poetry so far. He has established a branch of Nepal Pokhtak Academy in the UK aiming to develop Pokhtak and serving as an advisor. He has been recently awarded the Krishna Chetan Ratna Prize for Pokhtak. His Pokhtak was originally published in Nepalese language in 2016, which has been translated into English now. It is the first Pokhtak, that is poetry in English, anthology in English published ever. Thank you so much. And to talk about his book, I would like to invite on stage Ms. Lindsay Bonnet. So a big round of applause. Oh, sorry, I said Ms. but I should this time. Lindsay Bonnet. All right.
Hello everybody, it's really great to be here tonight, and you've had the biography of Dr. Shrestha twice. I'm going to speak about him, but only for a few minutes. A little background: I met Dr. Rupak Shrestha when I was working at William Shakespeare College, and I knew that he was a writer, I knew he was a poet. And when I asked could we listen to some of his poetry, he was very willing for that, but unfortunately it was all in Mewari and in Nepali, and I couldn't enjoy it. But 20 years on from that, I'm very glad that we have an English version of his poetry, and it's very wonderful that like many people who are quite well known, I think Joseph Conrad is probably the most well-known writer who wrote in his second language. Voltaire wrote in English much of the time, so did Samuel Beckett. Chinua Achebe wrote in a second language. And Rupak Shrestha has done that, doing this in English. And what he has done, which is different from all the other famous authors I've mentioned, is he hasn't just taken the English conventions, the English way of writing, he's actually introduced and brought over the Nepalese Pokhtak, and he's carried that when he's made the leap over. And you might want to know what a Pokhtak is. I asked Rupak, what is a Pokhtak? He said it's a rhyming verse, and it rhymes A-A-B-A, and he just described it as a poem that is short, sweet, and powerful, and I think that really sums it up. I'm going to read just a couple of verses so you get an idea. Pokhtarali soil gives birth to great sons as treasure. It is a substitute of paradise. Perceive the pleasure. O great cunning minds, do not try to hide an inch. It is the land an inch in every step the Karachi does measure. On their shoulders, Pokharalis carry the nation, not hesitant to offer blood, if in any confrontation. They're ever ready to fall to raise the state, since they have the nation in their chest as a tradition. And I think that shows a lot of the straightforward imagery and poetry of these Pokhtaks. And it also shows when he talks about the nation in their chest, he also shows that sort of connection that he has with the city of Pokhara, in which this book is all about. So I think it really shows that when you're writing about something that you care about and you love about, it comes out in your work. And in this day and age, this time where we have so much controversial news and so much negative news, and there's so much suspicion going on, then I think it is it's so refreshing. It's like having a good sleep or jumping in a cold Nepalese lake to have poetry that is joyous and is celebratory, and poetry that you can't but not feel appreciative of, because it's appreciative of life, it's kind, and I think we need more of that. I think we really need more of that kindness, and I see that and that wisdom in the poetry of Pokhtak. So thank you very much, and I hope we hear from Dr. Shrestha, Rupak, a little bit about his creating of the work and where it came from.
Okay, thank you so much, Lindsay Bonnet. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Rupak Shrestha to speak on his book, Pokhtak. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Finally, my big day has come true. My big dream it was to be with you here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today I'm very much delighted for the privilege of launching my book Pokhtak here with you. I heartily thank Robin Marsh, Margaret Ali, Sangita Swechcha, and Ian Turner for providing me this opportunity to launch my book here. And also big thank goes to my friend Vijay, who brilliantly put his words on my poetry, on my anthology. Thank you very much. I also thank and congratulate the poets, the authors today that's joining with us, Sahad Karan, Sam Uday Shankar, Nabin Chettri. Congratulations and all the best to your new venture ahead. So, my friend Lindsay has already said about my poetry and what it is about. So, I won't talk about my poetry in particular, but I will definitely talk to you about two terminologies that I have used here which might confuse you. So if I need to explain this to you. The first thing is that what is Pokhtak? Pokhtak is, as my friend said, is a short, sweet and very powerful poetry of Nepalese origin. So the term Pokhtak comes from Sanskrit language. That means it's independent poetry or independent verse. That's called Pokhtak. Pokhtak, writing Pokhtak is really a challenge to a poet, because a poet has to write all his poem in 4 lines stanza. So 4 lines stanza is a complete poem. If you compare with European quatrains or English quatrains, we see that they are written in different forms. They are quatrains, but they are taken as stanzas. So in Italian Petrarch sonnets or English Shakespearean sonnets, we write 3 stanza of 4 lines plus 1 couplet. That makes 14 lines. And still we count it into stanzas or quatrains. Similarly, in ballet and elegy, we write in quatrain, but we can write as long as we want to. So we are not bounded in certain quatrain to complete the poem. As long as we need, we can keep writing in certain meters, mostly with iambic pentameter, and then with certain rhyming patterns. So each stanza is completed with support of another stanza, forward or that's following stanzas. But Mukta is totally different in that sense. The single 4-line stanza is the complete poem, complete verse. And that follows the rhyming pattern of AABA. We can't go to any other patterns. So we must be bounded with AABA. But the independence to the writer is that we can create our own rhythms so that we can slightly use longer meters, means a bit longer lines, but we have to be bounded with rhyming patterns with AABA. So it is a new form of a verse, new form of poetry. And this form of poetry was once, upon a time, 107 years before now, was there in England, which was translated by Edward Fitzgerald, and it was the poetry of Omar Khayyam from Persia. And he translated it as Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Rubaiyat in Arabic language is 4 lines. So it also comes with 4 lines. In that sense, Nepalese Mukta is somewhat similar to the Persian Rubaiyat. Still, Nepalese Mukta gives different rhythms than the Persian Rubaiyat. So it is different. That's why I want to introduce Nepalese Mukta into English as well to the world as Mukta, not as a portrait, because it brings different nature than the portraits that we have been using in the English. So that is Mukta. 3 verse, short and sweet, completed in 4 lines. So what is Pokhtak then? It has got a bit another mystery again. Pokhtak is not a Sanskrit word. It is not a Nepalese word either. And it is a new word that I coined for this anthology. Because this anthology is totally dedicated to Pokhara, my birthplace. I'm Nepalese by origin, and I was born in Nepal, Pokhara. So this text is totally dedicated to my birthplace, Pokhara. So I have tried to address Pokhara as a whole, the nature, the culture, and the social characters, and their cuisines, everything that I have tried my best. So about nature, while talking about nature of Pokhara, Pokhara is the most beautiful city in Nepal. I also have been to different places in the world, but I have never seen such a beautiful place, I swear. I'm not saying that it's because it's my birthplace. Birthplace is beautiful for everyone, but Pokhara is really unique. For example, it's kind of a collage of high Himalayas range, then hills, then terrains, then dales and vales, then rivers, lakes, and whatnot, even caves. So everything we find there. And Pokhara is known as the city of 7 lakes. And it is most famous for Beganas and Rupak lakes. So I have tried all these things to elaborate here, to address them. And it is my celebration to my birthplace. It is my devotion. I'm truly in love with Pokhara. And so, what is Pokhtak? Pokhtak then. Pokhtak, the word I call the first syllable from Pokhara, Pokh, and the second syllable from Muktak, Tak. So Pokh plus Tak, Pokhtak. That's how I created this word. So if we look for this word in Nepalese dictionary, we won't find it, because it's been only 10 years that I wrote the original version of this book. So, and this is the second version that's I translated into English. In first version, I had collected 135 muktaks, but I have added more here, so it has got 152 muktaks in this one. So, I think I have already said so many things here. So today I'm really happy that I'm here with this Muktak anthology as the first publication of Muktak in English. So it is the pioneering Nepalese Muktak into English. And after 170 years, I'm on the track of Edward Fitzgerald. And I'm really I'm thinking of him now at this moment that I wish he were here and read this anthology at once. As Jack Derrida says, the author dies at the end of the book, end of the publication. So in that sense, I'm already dead, and you are listening to a dead man. So, and thank you for listening to the dead man till this time, and the rest is yours. So finally, I will recite my two of the poems from different book. You will read this one. So I have got another book published together with this one, and that is in Nepalese. Hopefully by next year you will get that into English as well. So it's from another anthology. And also, this Muktak has different style of reading. We repeat the first line, second line, and then third line. Again, we go to the fourth line, because fourth line, every line was being powerful. That's what we believe. So, the first poem, the first Muktak is on love. For those loving souls, the love is pure poetry. For those loving souls, the love is pure poetry. To those harmonious hearts, it is a playful ditty. In adoration, dedication overrules achievement. In adoration, dedication overrules achievement. For love is love. For love is love. It's neither a loss nor a victory. For love is loss. It's neither loss nor a victory. Second one is on mother. Whether she is next to me or invisible afar. Whether she is next to me or invisible afar, I hear her sweet voice blessed with nectar. Whether she is next to me or invisible afar, I hear her sweet voice blessed with nectar. So soft, so lovely, so soothing and so sober. So soft, so lovely, so soothing and so far. The spring reminds me of my loving mother. The spring reminds me of loving mother. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shrestha, and congratulations once again. And now his book is up for grabs. You can just buy that if you just like to read his poems, actually. Muktak reminds me of my childhood in Nepal, because I just grew up in Nepal, and as kids, we would just write different, muktaks, especially like, say, short poems, let's say, like he said. I had forgotten this completely, and it just reminded me of that. So it's really wonderful. Now, It's time for us to go for the next book launch. And now we're launching the book Going to Darjeeling with My Father by Nabin K. Chettri. Now this book is going to be launched, and I would like to say something about the author, Nabin K. Chettri. Talking about Nabin K. Chettri. Nabin K. Chettri is a poet and writer based in Scotland with a background in both prose and poetry. He holds an MSc in creative writing from Oxford University and an M.Lit in the Novel from the University of Aberdeen. As a creative writing tutor, he has conducted workshops and readings at esteemed institutions such as Oxford University and Robert Gordon University. Recognized by the Scottish Book Trust, he regularly leads creative workshops for diverse audiences. Nabin recently won the Book Edit's Writers' Prize 2025 and the Red Sea Scholarship. He was awarded a grant of £2,500 from the Society of Authors for working on his novel, The Red Moon Trails. It was also shortlisted for the J.C. Casson Fellowship 2023. An extract, 21,000 words of his fiction, was selected by Creative Scotland in collaboration with the Association of Scottish Literary Agents, ASLA, and recognized in the Bridport Prize top 7%. He was shortlisted for Bloomsbury's Writers and Artists Working Class Writers Prize 2019 and the Charles Pick Fellowship at the University of East Anglia. He was also longlisted for the Paul McVeigh Residency in Ireland. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Nabin K. Chettri for the launching of his book, Going to Darjeeling with My Father. And I would like to invite on stage Margaret, Robin Marsh, and Mr. Nabin. Thank you so much. And I would like to call upon the publisher Todd-Smith here on the stage as well. Thank you so much. Now, we are launching the book Going to Darjeeling with My Father by Nabin K. Chettri. And one more time, please give them a round of applause. Congratulations, Mr. Nabin K. Chettri. Yeah, so this book is also now available, so you can just go and buy this because it sounds really interesting, going to Darjeeling, because I once remember going to Darjeeling. I have also been there once, so I think it's a very interesting book by Mr. Nabin Chettri. And congratulations. Alright, so his book has been officially launched. Now it's up for grabs. Alright, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, distinguished guests. Now, I would like to request Todd-Smith to speak a few words on Going to Darjeeling with My Father by Nabin K. Chettri. Thank you.
Good evening. Is the microphone on?
Yes. Yes.
It's hard to tell when one is up here. What a nice, impressive audience this is, and I want to thank, first of all, the organizers of this distinct